I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Here.
Councilman Underwood, Councilman Wilkie, Councilman Weiner,
Here.
Councilman Dennis,
Here.
Councilman Venz,
Here.
Councilman Cook,
Here. I'm
Councilman,
here.
you have a quorum.
We do have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America,
to the
to the
republic,
republic which it stands,
one nation,
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would like to have a motion to approve the consent agenda. The warrants for tonight is $618,083.45.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Venz,
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Motion is approved. Remarks of visitors.
We did not receive any.
Okay. Bids. Fire Department. Chief Kramer.
Good evening, everyone. What we have for you this evening is a request for some new fire hose. I'd like to purchase 1,000 foot of 1 3/4, 1,000 foot of 2.5, and 1,000 foot of 5-inch hose. Requesting the amount of $10,440 for the hose. We budgeted $15,500.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Is there any questions or discussion?
I have one, Mayor. Hey, Chief, if we're underbid that good, is there a potential we could replace more hose with the additional funds that are left over?
We thought about that. I was going to try and rebudget the remaining for something else that came up this year. And that's what we were going to try to use the rest of the money for.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Is there any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the bid.
I'm sorry, through Banner Fire Equipment. I didn't say that.
That's all right. To Banner Fire Equipment for $10,440.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Venz,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Chief, go ahead and buy your fire hose.
Thank you.
We also have a bid for material for a water main replacement on Sweeney Drive.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. You have before you this evening my staff's work on doing a water line upgrade project on Sweeney. The existing water line is old and undersized. This project will bring it back up to standard. Our low bid is from Schulte Supply for $19,663.50. And I'd like a motion to approve that bid and allow us to start that project come spring. Oh, we will overlay that street, by the way, after the water line work. So we'll fix the mess we made.
Okay. Is this within budget? We have this budgeted?
It's a general line item for water line repair and replacement.
All right.
So yes, sir. It's not specifically, but
Good. Good. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the bid from Schulte Supply for $19,663.50 for a water main replacement on Sweeney Drive.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes, I apologize.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead with that project. And this evening, we have bill number 4619 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4619, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, amending Chapter 210 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Festus to amend certain sections relating to offenses concerning drugs, repealing parts of ordinances in conflict with state law, and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4619 is now open for discussion. Could I have a staff report, please?
If I could turn things over to Brian Malone, who had a chance to review and craft the ordinance for us.
Thank you, Greg. Yes, so this ordinance we prepared in light of some changes that the General Assembly made to Missouri's laws regarding drugs. The short answer is that the state amended some state laws relating to how much it's ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, and some other methamphetamine precursors could be criminalized. In short, the state statute now preempts ordinances that if they just prohibit the possession of these items altogether, and they sort of establish permissible amounts that can be sold or possessed at a given time. So we can still keep our ordinance on the books, but it's now kind of subject to some limitations from the state, and it's permissible to sell and possess certain amounts of those drugs now. So we've just revised our ordinances in a way that they will not be preempted by the new state law.
So I know now, I used to have to go to South County to get Sudafed. Now I can go local and show my ID and I can get one box. So I guess that's what made that possible.
I think so. I mean, I think the state law, now that the state law has changed, we would just, St. Louis County may have their own ordinances in place. And I think the state law may have been geared at preempting that so that there's a uniform standard, I guess, throughout the state.
Because before you had to have a prescription to get it,
Right.
which it's kind of tough with all this going on, you know.
Right.
Is there any other questions or discussion? If not, I will entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4619 for the second time in title only.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4619 for the second time?
Bill number 4619, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, amending Chapter 210 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Festus to amend certain sections relating to offenses concerning drugs, repealing parts of ordinances in conflict with state law, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Motion carries. Bill 4619 as passed. New business. Proclamation for supermarket workers. I received a request from Schnucks Company to have a supermarket employees day. And I have a proclamation that I have signed, and it is as follows. Whereas there are nearly 6 million supermarket employees in the United States, and whereas in the Festus area there are 435 food retail jobs that generate approximately 50.2 million in economic activity, and whereas supermarket employees provide all Americans with access to safe, healthy, and affordable food, and whereas supermarket employees work to enhance the health and well-being of each customer, and whereas supermarket employees contribute and volunteer countless hours in their communities, and whereas supermarket employees face unprecedented challenges keeping grocery shelves stocked during the COVID-19 pandemic, and whereas supermarket employees have and continue to meet and exceed these challenges while displaying courage, compassion, dedication, and leadership, as well as exemplifying customer service and community outreach. And whereas the need for supermarket employees is greater than ever because of current and growing consumer demands, as well as their reputation for excellence. Now, therefore, I, Sam Richards, Mayor of Festus, Missouri, do hereby proclaim February 22nd, 2021 as Supermarket Employee Day, and ask all citizens to join in honoring our supermarket heroes. There we go. Is there any other? We get into the councilman reports.
Just real quick, sir, if I could jump in.
Sure.
Old business. I wanted to remind council that next meeting, which will be the 22nd of February, we will have a public hearing at 5 o'clock preceding our regular meeting at 6 o'clock. That will be to hear an appeal on a liquor license that the city denied here sometime back, actually in the month of January. So put that on your calendar that we will convene at 5 p.m. prior to the 6 o'clock meeting. We'll convene at 5 for the purpose of that public hearing on that appeal. That's all I have, sir.
Yes, thank you. I skipped that. I'm sorry. So we get to the council reports. Councilman Venz. Right. Councilman Boyer.
I just want to say the crews that came out to do the roads got out there in plenty of time with the salt and stuff. I wanted to thank them for that, though there was a little bit of more salt probably than what I needed on our road. Like they salted coming in and salted going out too. Coming in would be enough, but they did get it out there. So we thank them for that. And that's about all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Dennis.
To reiterate what Dave said about the road crews, they always do a great job. I went down and got my COVID shot Friday. It was a piece of cake, a little bit of sore arm, didn't even feel the shot. And I appreciate the ones that went down and got it, and hopefully it'll keep us safe and we'll get through this COVID thing. I wanted to start just a little food for thought about a new firehouse at some time in the future. I know we own property out there off of West Main behind JPAD. And I think, we need to start thinking about that. We got that tax. We have an old firehouse. We're always outgrowing it seems like. And I think we need to see if that property is going to suit us, or if there's other properties that would be better. But I do think it's something that we need to start thinking about sometime in the near future. Like I said, it's going to take a lot of planning to get that going. So I think the sooner we start thinking about it, the better. Give the fire department people a chance to say what's on their mind and see if we can get it going. So other than that, I see we got some forfeiture money, which is great, from the police department. Where does that money go? Does that go in the general fund, or is that earmarked for something, or how does that work, Greg?
Chief, do you want to address that?
Oh, I didn't know you were there, Chief. Sorry.
That's okay. The federal forfeiture goes into a special fund that's used above and beyond for budgeting. It can't be used for any type of supplanting. So I've given, at the last staff meeting, I told all my command staff, start looking at some ideas, kind of like on a wish list, things that we normally would like to have, but we can't afford. Well, we might be able to afford it now. So it's in a special fund. We've had a federal forfeiture fund for probably 20 years. It's always had a little bit of money, but it seems like here lately we've gotten lucky for some cases back in the early 2000s.
That was a really good hit. Probably took a lot of work to get that. So
Yes.
as usual, you've got a plan, and it sounds good to me. So thank you, sir. Appreciates the good work. That's all I have, sir.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Councilman Weiner.
So I, like Councilman Kevin, went and got my shot. I don't know, pardon me, maybe a week, 10 days ago. Just a little bit of soreness in the arm. I had a small headache. That was about it. 12-year cancer survivor with immune, problems and everything. And I was happy to get the shot. So I would encourage everybody to do the same. Did it at Comtree. Everything was safe, good distances, in and out in probably 20 minutes, and sitting there 15 minutes after the shot. So it was a piece of cake. I'd encourage everybody to do that also. Greg, I was happy to see you with Matt and Jason Eisenbeis on Main Street with the East-West Gateway Coordinating Council, I assume that is, checking things out and seeing maybe what type of future that we might have down there. So I'm happy to see both Crystal and Festus and the East-West Gateway all participating and interested in that. And Matt Unrein, thank you. I emailed Matt probably 4 days ago about a bunch of potholes that in my ward that I had, and Matt got to them. I believe it was probably the next day or the day after that. And I want to thank him for getting to those so promptly and taking care of that. That's all I have, sir.
All righty. Thank you. Councilman Cook.
Hey, Greg, I saw in your notes that the wells were not reimbursed for COVID. Is that correct?
We actually haven't been able to get a definitive from the county. When I corresponded with the county auditor, she thought that those might be the items that were excluded from the reimbursement. We haven't seen the reimbursement, and we haven't seen any of their report or notes regarding the reimbursement. So we're continuing to follow up on that. As I mentioned in my report, they did not contact us prior to deciding whether or not those were eligible expenses or not. They did not call us to ask any questions about that being an eligible expense or not. So, like I said, the communication I got from the county auditor was that they thought that those two expenses for well 8 and well 10 were the ones that they excluded from the reimbursement.
Okay. The reason I ask is if it stays excluded, do you have a plan in place? I like to keep our wells up to date, kind of like you've mentioned, and keep them current and not have them be neglected like they were in the past.
Well, Mike, if it's any consolation, we've already spent the money and have already made those upgrades to both wells. As the nature of the COVID, the CARES Act funding works, is it's a reimbursement. So
Right.
It's not a large chunk of money. It's about $37,000 that we're expecting to get back from the county. but that work has already been performed. I know Jim Tyndall has been very pleased with those improvements. Obviously the chlorinator on one, the VFD and the pump repairs or replacements were much overdue. And we're glad that we were able to get it done. And it was something that needed to be addressed, whether CARES Act funding was available or not.
Okay, I apologize. I thought some projects we were holding off till we knew we got the green light on. So, okay, thanks for the update on that. And then a special thanks to our employees, EMS, fire, and our road crews. I know tonight's not an easy one. I heard a plow truck go by, and I know they worked all day and they're putting the long hours in. So, Matt and Greg, please pass along to everybody. Thank you, and stay safe.
All righty. Thank you, sir. I'd like to add to the fact that I got my COVID shot. I get my second one on the 11th, this Thursday, from Mercy, and had no problems with it. And I would like to, as usual, encourage everybody to get a shot, to get that vaccine as soon as they can. Maintain your social distancing, wear masks, and maybe we can get this thing to the extent that we'll be able to function like normal. I'm looking forward to have all these chairs filled with councilmen again and have a regular meeting.
Amen.
So, having said that, and of course, once again, I'll reiterate what city administrator said. We will have a hearing next council meeting on the 22nd, which the reason I'm saying that is even though we're having a short meeting today and a short meeting last time, you can anticipate a long meeting next week on the 22nd. So is there any other comments? Apparently not. Then I guess I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
Stay safe. See you guys.
See y'all.
Stay safe.